Online students, is my voice is loud and clear? Now it is clear. Okay, done, guys. Yeah. So in the last class, we are discussing about the Power BI, and we'll continue with the same. And before to that, I'm sorry for last 2 days I'm on leave, as my mother is not feeling well. That is the reason. Yeah, she's good now comparatively, and that is the reason I was not able to take the classes. And from today, we'll have the regular class, right? Now, coming back. So in the Power BI, we are discussing about the various, like we have earlier worked on one data set, and using that data set, we have worked on the Power BI and one project, right? Now let us go with the remaining things. Yeah. Now, if you clearly observe here, we are having the different, as I have told you, this is called as canvas, and this is called as filters, where we are going to apply the conditions, and this is called as visualization plane, and this is called as data plane, where we are going to have the data. Now, within the visualization plane, we have discussed about the sum of the plots, but we have not completed multiple plots. So now we are going to see the remaining all the plots which are applicable. Now, point number one, before moving on to this, now commonly the question would be like this. Sir, what are the data set you have given to us? I mean, earlier data set. And based on that earlier data set, we have framed some questions. We have framed some questions. And based on that questions, we have answered. I mean, we have done with respect to answering on all these things. Now, and for that, we have used some of the plots done. Now, point is, uh, now today I'm going to explain for you some other plots. Okay. So for example, if I'm going to take the area chart, I'm going to take the stacked area chart. Okay. And we are going to take with respect to this stacked area chart, 100% stacked area chart, line stacked, this for all the things. Now to do all these things at the same time, ribbon chart, all these things, what are the data set earlier we have selected? Now that data set is not sufficient. Why? Because there the order date is there, right? Order date says, and less number of columns are there with respect to continuous. And that too, what are the wage columns you are having? That is also age column, employee data, basic data. Now we are going to increase the level of the size of the data set. Now here I'm going to load, okay, a data set which is called as stored data set, which is related to sales. Now I'm going to click on the Excel sheet, and I'm going to connect to the one more data set. What is the data set is just a superstore. What is this superstore data set? Means it is having the wide variety of data. Okay. Now this is saying that not registered. 1 minute. So just I'm trying to download directly from the Kaggle sample superstore data set, where it is having the let me load this file now. One. Okay, so this is the data where I'm going to load this data. Now, this particular data, what are the data I'm trying to load? This particular data set consists of almost 10,000 rows with multiple columns. Okay, so we are having the various types of columns are available. Just if you open this, so here I'm having in terms of shipment model, segment, country, and city and state name within the state, postal code, a region, category, within that subcategories, how much amount of sales, quantity, discount, profit. Like this, we are having the multiple continuous variables are there, and this one is there. Along with this, if I'm getting the date column, it would be great. Just in this date column is not there, but let me check 1 minute. I will try to work on any other 1 minute. Mm. We'll get all the costs. Yeah, this is having shipment date. Yeah, if you are having the date column is so that we can work on the multiple line charts, types of line charts. That is the reason I'm identifying the data set which is having uh, okay. Let me load this data. Done. Okay, so this is the data set where I'm having the multiple categories along with the date ordered date column like this. So first let us observe the data set, followed by we'll move on to the power in the Power BI. So now this is a US data set, basically first one is, and this is a Sage data set within a store. Okay, and where you are having the sample number of records of 1000 sample records, where first column is row id. Row id means one row one number, it is a row number. Basically in the database it will be considered as the primary key for extracting the data. Second one is order id, number. For every order one number will be generated. It is also going to be for different things, it is also going to be this different. And order date. Now you can see here, sir, how this order ID is same for this one. From here to here, the order ID is same now. Means maybe the same person, multiple items. ID will be the same now. In one bill only, multiple items will be there. So different items of different categories are there. Just let us observe. So this is the date. Okay, shipment date. On the same ID, items are delivered in the same. Okay, shipment mode, normal. Customer, who is the customer in C, same customer. One customer on the same day with the same order ID. What is the difference then? Items will be different. Items will be different. So whatever the customer name is there, this is the customer name and segment, in which segment he has purchased and from which country and which state, I mean which city and which state. Now why you require this type of data set? Because in order to work on the line charts along with the maps, I'm going to show you the maps, how we can create the maps. US map, Indian map also can be created. Similar way, Indian map also. And regions, product ID. See, this same person from here to here, but different products. Product IDs are not same now. Different products are there now. Different products. And what are the product ID? And within that, which category it belongs to? Within that category, again, subcategory. Within that, again, subcategory. What is the product name? and in terms of what is the sales quantity and profit. So these are the multiple columns which we are having in this data set. This is a sales data set basically. Here it is a sample data set. In the real life, we are going to get a huge amount of data. Now, before moving to this data set, okay, and working on this, first let us understand. Here some of the students are getting confused with the count variable versus count versus continuous. As one of the students from online also asking the same question, right? Sir, we are so please, Revant is asking the question. One say the count measure. How to consider as a count measure or continuous measure? This is the basic question they are asking. Now, observe for a given column, what are the data was there? I'm not mentioning even the column name also. Sorry. I'm not even mentioning the column name also. Here, I'm not mentioning the column name even. Some of the students are confused. How they are getting confused means they are getting confused between the column name if number of is there. Number of means count on, sir. Most 99% of the cases. Now at the same time, now what are the column name? Irrespective of column name, inside some data will be there now. Some data will be there now. For this data set, you will have minimum value. For this data set, you will have the maximum value. Forget about it is a float values or whether it is a int values. It is neither. It can be float values and it can be int values. Don't focus on the float values or int values. First calculate what is the minimum, what is the maximum. When you apply the describe function, automatically you will get this one, right? Minimum to maximum, done. You are going to get any data set of your choice. You take what are the numbers you are interested. You only write some numbers, keep some column name, choice is yours. You only write inside that, don't write float values. If you're not interested to write float values means don't write. If you're interested to write float values means write whichever you're interested. Now, after writing like this, here the question is, if float values are there, blindly it is continuous. Everyone knows this one. There is no discussion. The point is, when it is int type only is there means whether it comes under continuous or float, counter. This is the question. Now, very simple point. When you are making bar plot, what is the difference between the bar plot versus histogram? If I ask this question, what is the answer? Bar plot is applied on the count variable. Histogram is applied on the continuous variable. That you are saying. Okay, that I'm not, my requirement is not that. Bar plot will indicates the distribution of the individual value, individual category. It shows the distribution of discrete variable. Okay, we have written the word called as discrete variable. What is meant by discrete variable? Discrete variable means each value is one category. One value is equal to one category. Means basically it is showing the bar plot. What it is showing for you? Distribution of each category. Distribution of each category. Category. Now this, what is category? Count variable comes under discrete. Discrete count. It is not numeric count. It is discrete count. Discrete count variable. And here discrete variable means automatically within the discrete count. Okay, here you write clearly. Discrete count within discrete count each value is called as each category. Each value is called as each category within the discrete count variable. If you are considering count variable means one value is considered as one category. One value is considered as one category. Means how many unique values are there? That many categories will be there. In that particular variable, in discrete count variable, in that variable, how many unique values are there? Unique values are there is equal to number of categories. Number of unique values is equal to number of unique values is equal to in count variable, number of unique values is equal to number of categories. In count variable, number of unique values is equal to number of categories. Means, according to you, each value is equal to one category means how many unique values are there? That many bars you are going to get. Now the point is here whether we have to consider the given column as a count variable or continuous variable means point is very simple. If individual values or individual values means individual if individual bars are making sense for you, then consider it as a count. If individual values are not making sense, individual values or individual bars are not making the sense, okay, or not making sense for you. Interval is making sense. Interval makes sense. Then consider as continuous. Now, if it is making sense for you, apply bar plot. And if not making sense, interval is making sense, then apply histogram. Point is clear? Again and again, what is the difference between you are asking question and what are the answer I am giving the answer? Difference is only one difference. You will fix for a data set. Sir, for this data set, what is the answer, sir? You'll ask. I will tell in terms of generalizing. I will not fix to any data set. If that data set was not given, another data set was given, again you'll ask question. Huh? You should know the concept or you'll work on that particular data set. Tell me this answer only, sir. Since I have given one project as a hackathon, you'll ask the questions. If I give another project, again questions, sir. If I give different project, as I change the project, you'll ask questions continuously. Never ending process, sir, this one. Once you have understood the concepts means, everything should be clear now. Any project you have to work now. If I start explaining only that particular one, what happens means you'll fix only the answer of that one. I'm not trying to work in that way. I don't want in that way. I'm not trying to give the answer only for that particular data set. I'm trying to give the answer generalizing so that today in the sample data set, what are the data set I have loaded? I only don't know inside that whatever the values are there. How you can know? I also downloaded in front of you now. Now, what values are there inside that we don't know. Suddenly, should we start asking the questions? No, no. Still, we have to understand ourselves, right? So you only make, sir, first you create the bar plot. Okay, you assume, sir, instead of continuous, I assume bar count plot, sir. Sorry, as a count variable, sir. Okay, assume you have done wrong. What happens? You are going to apply maximum count plot. Okay, apply. After applying, then from that, after applying, okay, application, okay, sns.barplot or sns.countplot or either in the Power BI, you will complete. After completing next, what is the next step? Observation is there now. What you will write for the observation? That point is important, right? Observation is there now. What you will write in the observation? Making sense, I told you now. Make sense means this one is observation, some observation is coming out or not. Individual value, for example, in this class, marks are there. Let's take, for example, marks. Marks of the students are there. That too, there is no decimal values. No decimal. Marks. Marks are there. Now, marks are started from the minimum value of 25 to maximum value of 96 out of 100. And total 1000 students are there. Some students has got 25. Minimum value 25 I have told you now. 25 is there, 26 is there. Some people has got 31, 32, 38, 39, 41, 42, 59, 86, 87, 88, 89, like this. Now I have applied the unique values. How many unique values I'm having? I have checked. Okay, after checking the unique values from 25 to 96, in between almost 50 unique values are there. Range is 71 because maximum value is, what is the maximum value I told you? Maximum value is 96. What is the minimum value I told you? Minimum value is 25. Now what is the range automatically then? Range is 96 minus 25, which is equal to 71. In this particular range of values, almost how many categories are there? Means 50 categories are there. 50 unique values are there. In this range, 50 unique values are there. What are the unique values? Means some students has got 96, 95, 94, 91, 92, 87, 86, 84, like this. Multiple values are there. Okay, values are there. Multiple people are there. Okay. Now I have in a flow, I assume this is as a count variable. Okay, count variable. I applied the count variable. How many bars I am going to get? 50 bars I am going to get, because 50 values are there, means 50 bars we will get like this. Right? 50 bars you are going to get. Okay, 50 bars also I have got. After that, what I have to do? How many students has got exactly 22 or 25 marks? How many students has got 27 marks? How many students has got 28 marks? How many students has got 89 marks? 90 marks? Now it is making, now what is the observation I have to make? More number of students has got exactly 89 marks. Will it make the sense? 89 and 90, what is the difference? We have to understand. Here after completed, my thinking was count plot completed. After that, applying the plot also completed. Up to plot was completed. Python code was executed successfully without error. Error was not there, means correct answer. No, na. Code executed. Now what is this? From this, what you are going to understand? Individually 89 is making sense. 80 to 90 is making sense. Or 85 to 90, some interval. Interval size is 80 to 90 or 70 to 90, that is secondary. Interval is making sense, individual value is making sense. How many students in my class has got between 80 to 90 is making sense for me? Or how many students are exactly 87, exactly 88 is making sense for me? I have to think two questions in my brain. I will only think myself. 87, exactly 87 is there, exactly 88 is there. If more 87, 10 people has got 88, 12 people has got. Now I'm going to say that more number of people has got 88. What I will say from this to others when presentation? It is not making sense for me. Let us try in the second way. Maybe I'm wrong. Okay, instead of count, let us think as a continuous variable. Now 80 to 80, 80 to 90, these many people are there, 70 to 80. Now I'm going to explain the distribution, and more number of students comes under this category. Okay, this is somewhat comparatively making sense. Comparatively, let us keep this one. At the end, let us decide whether it is an important observation or later. That one will decide at the end. First, let us comparatively, it is making sense. Okay, let us keep one plot, and I will keep the histogram side. Simple. Is the point is clear? Everyone? Online students? Revant? Others? Right? Everyone is clear now? So Just very simple. Individual values are making sense or interval is making sense. This is the only point. Because why this confusion comes? Because both are in the continuous. Sorry, both are in the numerical format. That is the confusion. For categorical variable, it is in the text format, so no discussion. Time series variable will be in the time format, that is also no discussion. But here the point is, these two are there in the, and that too, decimal values are there, means blindly it is continuous. That is also no discussion. But the point is, int is there only, the question comes. When the data type is int type, the problem, whether it is a continuous or count. For both of them, that is possible. Right? Don't fix for a particular. Now, for example, I'm going to show you this one. Now, earlier you have worked on the hackathon now. How many have done the same hackathon project in the Power BI? Data set is there with you now. Data set is there. Already you have done the data exploration and data cleaning. Analysis only you have to do. Now you try that same data set as it is in Power BI. Complete. Okay. 7 categories or 10 categories are no. Individual value is making sense. I'm saying one more time. If, for example, 7 categories, instead of 7 categories, you are having only 4 categories. Individual, for example, same sound. Now tell me, you tell me if this is the case. Okay. Here 96 to 25, 71 unique. This is the minimum value. This is the maximum value, and the range also same. Now, but instead of 50 unique values, I'm having only 4 unique values. What are the 4 unique values? Miss, first unique value is 25. Some students has got 56. Some students has got 78, and some students has got the 96. Now, individual value is making sense or interval is making sense for you. Total how many students are there? Means 10 students are there, and in that 10 students only 4 marks has got. Or simply let me make still more simple. Each question value is 25 marks, and minimum value starts from the 0 to maximum value of 100. Okay. Question value is 25 marks. I have given the 4 questions. First question, if the student has answered out of 4, 1 question only, I have given 25 marks. 2 questions correct answers, 50 marks. 3 questions correct answers, 75 marks. 4 questions correct answers, 100 marks. Now, how many unique values will be there? Only these many, na? There is no chance of other, na? Now you tell me, in this case, same marks should be considered as interval or should be considered as count. Simple point. Now I can't take the 25 to 50 now. 25 to 50 number only will not be there now. 25 only will be there, 50 only will be there. Now what I have to do? Same marks now. Marks column is marks only now. Now marks will not be considered as every time continuous now. Point is clear. We have to understand the given data set, column name, inside the values. 3 things combiningly we have to decide. Purely based on the column name we can't say. Purely based on the data we can't say. Purely based on the business problem we can't say. 3 of them combined. You have to decide based on your business, data set, what are business problem. Along with the business problem, what are the data column name. Along with that, 3 of them combiningly. Business problem with the column name with values. With values. Column name is marks is the column name. Now I have asked you the column name marks concern the continuous or this one is generalized means because marks can be even, decimal also possible. By default, we'll say that continuous. And in the interview, if they ask you what is a marks means, you can say continuous. Sir, marks can be even, the decimal values are also possible. In your test, each question should be equal to 5 marks, 10 marks, or 1 mark only, no rule na. Each question may be 0.5 also. Then in that case, There is a possibility now. Each question might be 0.25 only. I'll give the multiple choice questions, 100 multiple choice questions. One question is 0.25. Then, is that clear? So it all depends on the business problem, column name, along with the internal values. And along with our, for all these things, we also required one more fourth point called as sense, common sense. This one also added. Your common sense also have to add for that. Blindly, we can't say anything. This is also comparatively more important. Is the points are clear, guys? Now, coming back. Now, what are the project you have worked earlier on the Python, data analysis with Python? In that already data cleaning you have completed. I can give a new data set. If I give a new data set one more time, again you have to do the data cleaning. Or I have to provide the clean data set. Two options are there with me. Either I have to provide the clean data set, or you have to go with the data set which already clean and analysis. Now you do the same thing whatever you have done on the Python. Now you do in the Power BI. Okay, that is today's work for you, today and tomorrow's work. Once we complete the Power BI, one more data set I will share for your practice purpose. One more. Okay. And today I'm going to discuss this data set. This is one more. Like that you are having with you multiple data sets. So you can practice multiple examples. Okay. Multiple scenarios and each data. But while doing that, complete any one data set completely. Then only move on to the next one. If you have not completed earlier, complete that and then. Okay. Now, coming to the next one. So here sample store where we are having already, you know, this stacked bar, unstacked column, stacked column, clustered bar, and with respect to clustered column. These four of them you already know. Now let us move on to the fifth one. What is the fifth one? Is stacked bar. Now what is difference between the normal? First let me show you the normal bar chart. Instead of bar, I'm taking column. And here I'm going to consider in terms of some kind of region on the x-axis. What are the different types of regions we are having, along with the profit on the y-axis. Okay, so region along with the profit. Okay, this is as everyone knows what it is, but this type of plot is called as, it is a column chart. As per Power BI, it is column chart. The same thing if you convert this one as, it is called as bar chart, it is called as column chart. In Python, it is called as horizontal bar chart. This is called as normal bar chart. General bar chart, it is called as horizontal. But here it is called as column and bar. Okay. Now the point is same copy and paste. Okay. Within the region, I'm adding the subcategories. Okay. Subcategory or something like this with respect to segment. Segment I'm going to bring into the legend. Okay. Now this, what this is called as stacked. Okay. Now copy and paste. Now this one I'm changing to this one. What is this is called as? Here in this case, clustered column. These three of them everyone knows now. Now, out of which, let me remove this one. I'm removing. Okay. I'm keeping only these two. Already you know these two. So I'm keeping these two. I'm not explaining. If you are okay. Now tell me guys how to add the data labels here. Labels in the format. You have to click on the data labels on. Even here also the same. In the data labels on. Done. Now, can you observe clearly here 57,000, 34,000, 17,000 numbers. Now I want their percentages, not as the numbers. I want their percentage. So 57,000, 34 and 17,000. Okay. I'm going to take the 100% stacked. Okay. So the same thing, copy and paste. Here I'm going to take the 100% stacked. What is the difference? Means here it is showing in the numbers, it is showing here in the percentage. That is the difference. If you are interested, calculate. So 57,000 write that one. 57,450. Could you write that one in the notes, please? 57,450. This is 57,450. I'm writing here 57,450. Okay, next. Coming to this one. What is this amount? 34,437. 34,437. Done. Next. Third one. 16,530. Balance decimals are there. Just you can ignore the decimals. That is not a problem. 16,530. 16,530. Okay. Now I want their percentages. Means first I should know this total cumulative is 100%. In that, how much it is contributing. So first let me check the total. I'm opening the calculator. So 57,450 plus 34,437 plus 16,530. Right? Now what is the total is 1,08,000, 1,08,417. Right? This is the total of which region? Western region. Total is 1,08,417. Okay. Total of West. Complete West I have added. In that West, consumer is making 57,000. Corporate is making category of corporate category is making in terms of 34,437. Home office is making in terms of 16,530. Now I want the percentage. So what is the first number I'm having is 57,450 divided by what is the total? 1,08,417 and into 100% into 100 or 52 point. Can you see here? 52.99%. 52.99%. Similarly, for the second one, what is the number? 34,437 divided by total 1,08,417, 31.76%. Can you see? So it is showing in terms of their percentage. Total should be 100%. Total should be 100%. And it is showing in terms of number wise, it is showing in terms of percentage wise. So here it is, what is the advantage of this one means, it is showing that, can you see here, out of these three, which is having the highest contribution in terms of consumer. In the West, consumer is having the highest contribution. In the Eastern also consumer. And in this, which one is having the highest contribution is consumer. But in the central region, we are having in terms of corporate as a high. Now that same thing clearly I'm showing. So here when comparatively these are making with respect to very huge contribution, but consumer is making here less contribution and 50% was made by the corporate related stuff category items. Corporate items, home office items, consumer items. These are the different segments. We are considering the different segments. Okay. So this particular segment, consumer segment, is making with respect to low amount of sales in the central region where a demand is there for the corporate. So I want to show, I want to explain in this way. Now it is clear, stacked 100% stacked column. Clear now? So this is number wise, this is percentage wise. That is the difference. Three of them is clear now. So this one, and this one. Similarly, opposite to this, in the horizontal way, if you want to show in the horizontal way, first one. For this one, if you want to show in the horizontal way, this one. If you want to show this one in the horizontal way, this one. One is horizontal, one is vertical. horizontal, vertical. Only difference is first 6 of them are clear for everyone. Any plot, whether whatever the plot it is. Okay, first for example, if I'm selecting the plot number 1, this one plot. In this plot, for every plot, format will be available. Format means you can change. Means if you want the numbers outside, inside, or size, less one, more one, like this, changing that one. They are considered as in terms of formatting, modifications. Okay, so you can do the x-axis, y-axis, legend. Legend means, can you see here? Legend you want on the top. Okay, on the top left side. Okay, you can keep here top left. And for example, top center. This is legend. Can you see? It is changing to this center. And this one is top right. Right side it is moving. Segment, this word. This is called as legend. Okay, and you can adjust the positions. For example, if you want to bring her into the center right side. Okay, and center left side, like this. Bottom changes. What are the changes you are interested? You can bring this one. This is the legend. And similarly, what are the text sizes there? Title, if you want, what are the title you want? Okay, this is about the legend. And in terms of each and every column you want by default which color? Okay, and order series, first one you are going to get consumer. So for example, you have selected consumer blue color. Okay, and I'm this one corporate. I'm changing the corporate to black color. See, corporate was changed to black color. And next, I'm going to modify this home office. Home office by default it is showing in the orange color. Instead of orange color, yellow color. Okay, one category, one color. Which color, which one you want as per your choice. Okay, colors and borders. Borders, if you add, it is going to add the like. Can you see side border like this? Black line was added. Without that, earlier it is not there. Now the border was added. Can you see that one? Border means for this bar edge. Now, to be more precise, let me draw the bar from my end. So, like this. This one earlier it is not there. Now you just when I add the border, here if I click on the border was added. Now can you see that line on the bar? Edge, one line will come. Black here, black, yellow with black is then clearly visible. Okay, or let me make the border. Okay, instead of border thickness, let me increase. Can you see now the border thickness was increased heavily? Right? So borders are added. Okay. For this clearly, or let me change this one. Home office to instead of black color, let me give this one to any light color. So like this, you can do the modifications as per your choice. Corporate, I'm changing to another color of light. Okay, and I'm adding now border. Can you see now border was added? Box. Is the point is clear for everyone? So like this, you can do the formatting as per your choice. Whatever the way you are interested, you can add the formatting of your choice. Now, most important thing is, for example, so now 3 of them is clear now. I mean, 6 plots are clear now for everyone. Now, I'm removing this. Anyone has any questions, miss? Please ask. What are the question you are having? Now, here, what are the borders I'm having? Now, I don't want to see the home office. I'm not interested with the home office. Now, what I have to do? Basically, we have to do the filter. So, how we have to do means in the segment, I'm going to select only consumer and corporate, so that home office will not be selected. This is basically the filter. Filter can be applied either from here. There is one more option. So for example, now first before moving, no, Vaibhav, these things are not available in that. Okay, here we are having this focus mode. Can you see here? After three dots, focus mode. What is that one, miss? Zoom. We can zoom this one. That particular individual one, we can zoom particularly. Again, we have to bring back to normal, miss. Click on the back. Any particular one you want to. For example, earlier I have taken the multiple plots like this. What are the various plots? I'm doing the control Z basically. Okay. Now, but I want to focus on this particular plot particularly. Click on the focus. Only this one will be highlighted. Remaining two. But in your report, how many plots are there? 3 are there. But I want to focus particularly on this. Focus. That is called as focus mode. Click on that. It will be focusing on that particularly. Done. Now, here what I'm going to do. Observe this one clearly, guys. This one I'm selecting. This one I'm selecting. Only these two I'm selecting. Means I want only these two. Western. What are the things I have selected? Tell me one more time. West in that consumer and corporate, or consumer and home office of West. Write in the notes. What are the two things I have selected? Consumer, home office of West, of West, of West region. Okay. Now tell me how I have to select that one. Only consumer, home of West. How to select? Generally in the region, we'll go to the segment. Within that, we'll select the consumer and home office. And that too, in the region, all the regions you want? No. That too, only for the West. Now, West only selected. Remaining things are not selected. Right? Now, where you have done this, all the things, miss, in the filtering you have done. No. That this is one option, means we are having one more option. What is that option is? Observe this. This one, this one, sorry, this one. These are the two things, na? 1 and 2. These are the two things. I'm keeping on the focus mode. So this and this. This and this. These are the two things I have selected. Right click on that. There is an option called as include. Can you see? What is meant by include, miss? I want only this. Remaining things will not be included. Same answer, na? When you apply filter, also same answer, right? Now also same answer. Instead of filtering, you can go into the filtering. See, here automatical filtering was applied. It is automatically applied. Western region with consumer, Western region with home appliances. It automatically applied. Okay. So only one thing you have to do is one more time. So first I'm going to click on the focus mode. Only exclusively this one. In this, which one you want to include, which one you don't want to include. For example, I want to highlight this one. Okay. In the Western region, this one. And when compared to central region, this one. These two things I want to highlight. Remaining things I don't want to highlight. Only these two. Or this one, wherever highest is that one only I want to highlight. In each region, which is the highest one, that I want to highlight. Remaining things I don't want to highlight. 4 things I have selected. Click on the include. Clear? Yes. Focus here you have applied, means automatically it will be applied on the remaining things also now. Particularly you are asking that include, miss, here. If you apply even filter also, filter can be applied on all the plots. For example, as one of the student is asking the question. Okay, now I am selecting here this particular table. And here I have selected the west only. Now here only west was changed. What about this one? Now filter was applied only on this or remaining things also? This one only now. Same way, same logic. Is the point is clear? So like that you can select whichever you want to highlight. That is called as include. Include or filtering both are same guys. Nothing different. Both are same. Either you can do the include, in the include also you can do, or in the filtering also you can do. Choice is yours. Now, similarly, one more time in the focus mode I'm showing. Now I don't want to highlight this one. This I'm not interested. I don't want to show this. This part has to be deleted. What is the part that has to be deleted? In the south region, which segment has to be deleted? Which part has not to be included? Home office. Other than this, everything I want. Write that one. Question you write. In south region, I don't want to show home office. This is my requirement. Tell me how to apply the filtering. First, tell me in the filtering for this particular, I'm deleting remaining unnecessarily space. Okay. You tell me based on the filtering wise, from the filter point of view, tell me. So first, south, within the south region wise, I will go to the all the regions, remaining all the regions I want. Every region I want. There is no difference in the region. Okay. Now, in the segment I want in terms of consumer and corporate. Now, in the region, within the but in the region, can you see here? Central was selected, Miss Center is selecting. Now, in everything it is removing now. Home office was removed in everything. But what I want to remove? Within the south, only home office I want to remove. Then how I can apply here? This is not possible in this case. Now, so here I'm going to select only this one and I'm going to click on the right click, exclude. Only that part was true. Clear? Exclude and include. Include means it will be included. Only those will be included. Exclude means only that one will be excluded. Clear, guys? Everyone? Include and exclude is clear. And within the plots, what is meant by focus mode is clear. Anyone has any questions? No questions now? Now, first line of 6 plots are completed. Now, let us move on to the second line of 6 plots one by one in the similar way. Now, this is called as, what is the heading? Line plot, line chart. Line chart can be applied on what? Only on the time series variable. X-axis should be sequential order. So, I'm selecting this one, line plot. Inside that line plot, I'm going to take the order date. Okay, with the order date on the x-axis, I'm adding the profit on the y-axis. Now, I'm going to get in terms of order date or in terms of customer ID, customer name, order ID, region. Done. Perfect. So, can you see here as the date based on the order date? Okay. Now, so you are going to get in the based on the order date, what about the profit? Whether the profit is increasing or decreasing. Day by day, the profit was decreasing. So this is the line plot. So line plot is applied on the x-axis with respect to the date. Along with the y-axis, you have to take one continuous variable. Already you know what is meant by line plot. Right? Everyone is clear now? Now, next one is, I'm going to take here, what is the next plot I'm having? Area chart. Followed by stacked area. This is 100% stacked. What is the difference between normal versus 100%? Wherever you observe the 100%, it is representing in the percentage. The total should be 100%. Within the 100%, subcategories. For each category, how much percentage? Okay. Now, just observe here in this, you are having the x-axis, y-axis. At the same time, you are having the legend. What is meant by legend means I'm adding in the legend with respect to segment or region. Let me add in the region. Where is the region? Region in the this one. Now it is basically applying the how many regions are there? 4 different regions are there. For 4 different regions, it has to show in terms of how the profit distribution. But whether it is making sense for you, this plot? No. When it is not making the sense, just this question is you can remove and you can observe with respect to some other things. Like for example, and I'm going to take like this. This is line plot. And let us move on to the one more. Here we are having multiple plots. This is maps. This is field maps. So here if you click on the map, for example, if you are clicking on the map, I'm removing the line plot, guys. Just this is a map. Whenever you select a map, you have to select the location, like a state. So here to enable maps and field maps visuals are disabled. To enable them, go to the file option settings, options and settings, and within the options and settings, options, global security, options. In that options, global, where is global? Within the global security. To database recommend use map. Okay, and now let me cross check. Done. Okay, so this is map. Sir, you are getting only US maps, sir. Not only US maps, even India maps also. Okay, let's try with Indian also. One more example after. First, let us complete this one. Now here, it is showing the maps. What are the state names are there? It is highlighting the state names by a bubbles. What one state name with one bubble. Means one unique value with one value. Now, here what I'm going to do means, I'm adding the, for the bubbles, what are the bubbles should be there? Now, the bubbles should be of the profit. Means, from which state I'm getting the more amount of profit, from which state I'm getting the less amount of profit. Earlier, without this one, all the bubble sizes are same. Every bubble size is same. Just it is pointing. Just it is keeping a dot. That dot also should be in such a way, which one is having more. So here, I'm adding in terms of profit, which profit wise the bubble size. Right? Now, similarly, I'm adding in terms of segment in the legend. So within that profit also, which is contributing more? This is map along with the pie. Map with pie. And you can add the focus mode so that you can focus more. And in my case, sir, you are moving like this now. How it is possible means it is my touch screen now. So that is the reason I'm doing the zoom. Or you also can do the zoom with your mouse normally. So just here in the California is the state name. Within the California, which category is having more means consumer. So in the each state, which is having the more contribution, which is having the less. So along with this, you can get like this. Right? Now, this is Maps. Maps can be applied on the country names or city names or state names. Whether you are having city also, yes, you are having city also. You even you can add the city also. So just instead of state, I'm trying to add the city in the location. See, now multiple plots you are going to get because multiple city names are there. Okay, and one minute. Let me remove this legend unnecessarily. Multiple city names are there. As I've told you, how many categories are there? That many bubbles you'll get. So since more number of cities are there, you are going to get like this. As one of the student is saying that, can't we go with the region? Okay, let us add the region. Now it is taking the world map wise, south, east, west, and north. Now this is not the right idea. Then what we have to do? Should not consider the region here. We have to go with the state wise. Now, sir, legend, you can add the region. Means within the this one only regions are separated. 4 regions are there now. North, south, east, and west. One in one color. Is the point is clear? Now, this is one way. No. Second option we are having called as field maps. This is a map. Right side you can see field map. Click on the field map. Within the field map, again, in the map, whenever you consider the map, what is the consider you have to consider? Country name or state name, city name. If unique values are there, means more unique values are there, means dots will be more. If unique values are less, means dots will be less. Okay. For example, sir, within the Hyderabad only now DMart stores in India, total DMart stores are around, assume, I don't know exactly. Example purpose, I'm saying around 1,000 stores are there in India. Now within the Hyderabad only almost 15 stores are there. Assume, let's take an example. Now 15 dots, instead of keeping in the same Hyderabad, it will not be visible for me properly. Then what I'm going to do? In the entire India, I'm considering now. So I'll consider as the states. In which state more number of stores are there? In which state less number of stores are there? So I'm going to consider within the maps with the state wise. So here, example purpose. It all depends on the data. Again, I'm saying data. Now, what is the difference earlier versus now? Can you see? In the earlier example, okay, let me keep the, this is field map. Let me keep the normal map here. This is normal map. This is field map. In the normal map, what are the normal map I'm having? In the normal map also, I'm going to keep the state in the location. Can you see the difference? Here, each state is given with the dots. Here, all the dots were filled with the values. Filling. Sir, actually, instead of explaining area chart, suddenly why you came to this too, sir? You have not explained the area chart now. Because here filling is there now. To explain that filling, this will be helpful for me. That is the reason I have came down. Okay, in that order, if you understand, easiness. Now, observe, for example, here within the normal maps, I'm bringing the region into the legend. Means how many different types of regions are there? Means 4 different regions, 4 different colors. Legend means equal to hue in SEBA. Both are same. One category, one color. Okay. Now, can you see this? Okay. Now the same thing in this map also, I'm adding in the legend, same region, no difference. Now what is the difference you are observing here versus here? Miss, here all the violet points are shaded, all the blue points are shaded, all the violet points are shaded, and all the orange points are shaded. Areas are shaded. Which states? These are individual states now. Individual states. Which are the state? Okay, now this part, now can you see the diagram? Let me take my pen. So if you observe clearly, so this one from here to here, like this entire area was shaded with the orange, the edges, that states. Okay, if you want, you can still do the more amount of zoom first. And now can you see here, dotted lines are there from here to here. This one, this state, this state. These are all the orange related box, and they're shaded by the orange. Which states are orange states? That one. As everyone knows, during the political parties, I mean, which political party is having in which state, they'll show now in terms of same way. Just it is filled. It is keeping instead of dots, it is filled. That is the difference. Filled data is clear. And now within the field, what are the bubble size you are having? You can add the, in the field data, bubble size will not be available, but here bubble will be available. For bubble, you can select with respect to the size of the bubble, might be in terms of more amount of profit or more amount of sales or more amount of this one. So I'm going to take the sales in the bubble size. In which area you are having the more amount of sales? Can you see clearly which size of the bubble is more? Miss here California state is having the more size of bubble, and along with this one also. Sir, representing here is better or representing in terms of bar chart is better? Same thing, sales, region or state wise. Okay, now which one is looking, which one is making sense for you? For example, you want to explain that, sir, in this particular for example, California and these particular states are making in terms of very high amount of sales when compared to others. We want to highlight this one. Whether it will make more sense for you, or bar chart is making more sense for you, or line plot with the bar chart will make sense for you. Line with stacked. This one also is available. I'll explain this one also. Which one is making sense for you to present? Keep that one, and others you will. For example, in your mind, you want to show which area, which state is making the more amount of sales. That is the question. You are having 4 to 5 plots with you. Which one is looking very good for you? Which one is easily you can present to others, so that others also will understand clearly? Select that type of plot. Is the point is clear, everyone? So like this, you are going to select in terms of map and field maps. Okay. Any questions on the maps and field maps? And for every map, obviously you'll have the format, visualization. In that you'll have in terms of bubbles, categories, okay, bubbles, and scaling. For everything, wherever it is applicable, okay, what are the plot you take, for everything, internally format options will be available. Format means you can do the formatting. So here numbers are not visible. You can add the numbers. Okay. So like this, you are going to have in terms of data. Okay. This is maps, to work on the maps. Now, next we'll move on to the this one, stacked line. Stacked with line plot is there. This one is there. Now observe this one, region. Where is region? Region on the x-axis. Okay, along with their sales on the y-axis. This much of sales. Western region is making more amount of sales and all these things. Now I want to go with the profits also. Can you see here line? Region along with the line. I'm going to take here what are the profit is there. Profit here. Now this is the profit. Profit of the western region, profit of the eastern region, central region, and southern region. Sir, basically you told that you should not apply the line plot on the data like this. X-axis should be always date, date or time series or year. Now, are you having the year column or something like this? Now, let me go with one more plot. Order date on the x-axis. Within the date, Okay, date, and in terms of sales on the y-axis as the line. Okay, and I want in terms of not segment wise, region wise. Now in the each region wise, so count of the region, so it is taking in terms of their count, means total number of records or total amount of sales of each region value along with the line distribution. If it is making sense for you, you are going to keep that one. No, sir, not making sense or nothing is there, miss. Go with another one. So here I'm going to take in terms of country. Anyways, country, what are the unique values? Sir, how to check the number of unique values of the country? All these things will complete in the data exploration. Now, what I'm doing in front of you is analysis only, not the data exploration. Sir, but for this data set, we have not done the data exploration now. So that is the reason we also don't know what other cities are there, what categories are there. We also don't know now. Basically, now what I'm doing in the class is simultaneously I'm doing the analysis with the data exploration. Now, how many categories are there? Do you know? If I take on the bar plot, can you tell the answer now? No, we can't tell. But for the earlier data set, you have told me what are these, how many unique values are there? Means you told the answer. How you have told that answer? Because before to that date, one day before you have completed data exploration in the Python itself. Since you have completed that one, you are familiar with the data and which one has to be applied where and which one, that one, you know. Now, since I don't know anything, I also downloaded this data in front of you after so many days. Okay, directly I have downloaded in front of you only. It is not even in my laptop. Directly I have downloaded in front of you only. I have downloaded that one. And even the field maps are also not there. Also I have added in front of you only. I'm doing everything. And I don't remember what is there inside this data. Okay, because this type of data, pure data analytics, I have worked 4 years back as a data analyst or something. As a data science, we'll now focus on the generative AI part more. Now, this type of works I will not do as of now, but data analytics batch was started now. So I have to teach the data analytics, means I required all the amounts of different varieties of data. And today I'm going to explain this one. Are we going to complete this project? Means no, Monday I will take one more data set. Still so many things are there. I have to explain for you data modeling. I have to explain the DAX functions. I have to explain for you the calculated columns, calculated measures. Just we are moving on to the advanced. As earlier we have worked on the small data set, limited number of questions. Now you have increased the size of the data set, more number of questions. For this, if you have to apply the combinations of the questions, do you think that everything can be completed in one day as earlier? No, it will take now 4 to 5 days more. Can you complete this entire data set in one day, miss? Highly impossible. The complete analysis cannot be done. It will take at least 4 to 5 days. Now, after that, we are going to work on another data set. And finally, I have to show you one dashboard. Okay, just I'm trying to explain everything are not possible in single data set. Every concept cannot be explained in the single data set. That is the main point. And at the same time, what are the questions you have framed in that previous data set? Similar kind of questions will not be available in every data set. One data set based on the requirement, based on the questions, according to that. Are you going to consider the customer ID in your analysis? No, no. During the data cleaning, you are going to drop the customer ID, customer name. These things you are going to drop. While collecting, they'll collect. While collecting, it will be collected and it will be stored in the database. But for our analysis purpose, it is not important. So we are going to drop them. It is not even clean data. So category I required, city I required, country I required, customer ID, customer name I don't require, how much discount, order date, order ID also not required. Sorry. Okay. To show, as one of the student is asking to show the top 10 customers, who are the top 10 customers. What you will do with that? Okay, you will show these are the top 10 customers. For them, are you going to give any additional discount? Or are you going to give anything special for them? Miss, then it is required. For example, you are not going to give anything. Then is the point is clear? Again, based on the questions and based on the scenario. Same one girl is asking now the question, who are the top customers? Whether others you will get the same type of question in your mind means you may not get, because you're not having the idea that who are the top customers we have to give additional discount, or this one, that one, not required. Okay, how many times the customer was repeated, and whether the customer comes more than 100 times, what we have to do, or more than 10 times, right? So like that. So just try to work on this data set and try to add more number of plots. And earlier, what are the analysis you are already completed now? Python answers are already with you. Observations are already with you. Everything are already with you now. Answers also, you know, everything you have completed. Now to do that one in the Power BI, how much time it will take for you? According to you, what are the hackathon project you have done with the Python? It will be completed in Power BI. How much time? Maximum to maximum 1 hour. Maximum. If you want, you can give a try. After the class, keep the stopwatch with you and do. Because data exploration you already completed. That data set you are fine having in your mind. Business problem already you know. Everything already you know. Just only the difference is plots and what are the tables you have created in the pandas or something. You have to do them in the Power BI. Maximum 1 hour. So with that 1 hour, again you are going to get the more amount of practice on the Power BI with another data set. After that, select this data set. Add the some more questions. And I'm going to complete all the different types of plots here. What are the plots are there? Every plot will be completed on Monday. Monday I will complete all the plots. After plots, we'll work on the DAX functions. Some functions are there within this. And after that, now if one table is there, okay. For multiple tables, if you are having the multiple tables, we call it as data modeling. Connecting the multiple tables in the SQL schema is there. Do you remember? Same type we are going to have here. So data will be connected between them. We are going to connect. How we are going to do the connection, all these things we are going to discuss in the one more class. Okay, done. Try to practice more, and we'll discuss in the tomorrow's class remaining things. Any questions? If anyone has any questions, please ask. What are the questions you are having? If no questions, you can leave, and we'll continue in the Monday's class. Monday we'll complete all the types of plots, every plot. Sir, at initial, how I can decide that a data set is a cleaned or not? None of the person knows that one, whether the data was cleaned or not, unless you load the data and observe the data exploration. After doing the exploration only, you'll understand in that missing values are there or not. By div, for example, if whoever are sharing the data set to you, for example, I am sharing the data set to you. I have told you that it is a clean data. Apply the analysis. Then you just ignore the data cleaning part and you have to focus only on the data exploration. Directly you can jump into the analysis stage 4 by skipping the stage 3. If I say that it is a clean data, otherwise you have to do. During the data exploration only, you'll understand whether it is a cleaned or uncleaned. Is the point is clear? Yeah. If no questions, you can leave, guys. Next. Yeah. Others you can leave. Sir, we have did a sample projects, but how to know what are the analysis done was correct or depth we need to do? Good question. Chetan, you can connect with the mentor. That is, miss, it is literally some kind of doubt for you. And you can connect with the mentor and you can show what are the analysis you have done. While showing the analysis, first explain the business problem. This is the business problem. This is the work they have given to me. And this is the things. Now, if your mentor is asking them additional questions, that questions you have not included, means your complete analysis was not done. If mentor is not asking at the end, no question was asked by them, complete analysis was completed. Questions are there, means still pending is there. Questions are not there. That how you can understand, means think that you are presenting to others. Others can add any other questions or not, right? Done. Yes. After downloading from the internet any data set and business problem, first you have to complete the data exploration. Then only you'll understand whether it is a cleaned or unclean.